Gentlemen, welcome to the lineup. Toronto, Jordan Store. So it's springtime, but my man here is feeling a little chilly. Not too sure what kind of animal we're working with here.
Ostrich.
Elk, emu.
Ostrich. My money's on ostrich.
Shearling.
Gotcha.
Shearling.
Is there anything you saw in our Raps this year that has you positive for this playoff run?
Well, that's a tough question. Is that a trick question?
Come on, man. Give me some feedback.
Everything was positive. They've got Kawhi Leonard. They got a defensive stopper and an end-of-game finisher. They're going to probably win 59 games, tied for last year, and they've had to integrate. There's 4 guys from last year that are on the team right now.
And the trade deadline changed the roster.
And the trade deadline. So you've had to integrate guys over the last 3 weeks.
I'm not fully convinced that I've seen what the version of the Raptors that they're going to put on the floor in the playoffs. What I've seen throughout this year is them play a really strong regular season and handle everything that's been thrown at them. But I honestly don't think that regular season team is going to be the exact same team.
But you haven't seen it because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
The playoffs haven't happened yet. But you have to go into the playoffs a lot more comfortable and confident than you have.
I'm excited about the fact that I haven't seen. Basically, what I'm trying to say, I haven't seen the best of this Raptors team.
Even if, from what you've seen, best record, best road record, best road record is big. And I feel like this is the first year we've shown versatility where we can go all fast, we can go long, we can go big.
And we always experimented.
Yeah, since we've rested Kawhi, the other guys get more minutes, and I feel like we kind of play more as a team when he's not.
And we're finally going into a playoffs without needing Kyle Lowry to score 25, 30, even 20.
Yeah.
Like the guy can come with 9, and we can win by 12.
So how do you feel
about the season? I don't think that's possible in the playoffs. In the playoffs, he's got to get you 16, 18, 20.
So how do you feel about the cohesiveness of the team, though? Because we haven't seen a consistent starting lineup. Or that full team, right?
I think we're getting it now. You're seeing glimpses they'll have stretches in the second quarter or the third quarter or a second, third quarter combined where they will outscore teams 66-39.
Right.
And then, but they had a bad start or they let the team get back in because they're bored in the fourth quarter. Right. But I think you're seeing glimpses of some really beautiful basketball.
There was always question marks, no offense to DeMar, but when it came to crunch time, I was always like, oh no, is he just gonna pull up? Where Kawhi, I feel like when it counts,
he's gonna make it.
He's either gonna get hit or he's going in and he's gonna get something.
In a late clock or a late game situation, you don't have to worry about them or pray that they just miss a shot. You have a guy that's going to take it from you.
Playoff basketball is going to look so different for the Toronto Raptors team, but I think that's one thing we haven't. You haven't seen this group play playoff basketball. You haven't seen them sell out on the concept of Kawhi Leonard all game. But in the playoffs, the game's going to be so much slower. There's fewer possessions, and so each possession is going to count. And so they're going to go to Kawhi, go to Mark, and that creates opportunities for a guy like Pascal, who's in the perfect position being a third option, or maybe a fourth option at times, instead of having him run up and down and create for himself. So that's why I'm not worried about Pascal in the playoffs and the bright lights. He's really eating off of what other people create and off of his rebounds.
Right.
Gotcha. So, on that note, season's almost done.
Yep.
Pretty much over, right? Who you guys got for MVP, man?
James, whatever his middle name is, Harden.
No.
You don't.
No.
What?
Do you?
Again?
How do you not?
Who do you got? Who do you got? Who do you got?
The other guy.
I got Giannis.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I got Giannis.
Why? How can you not have him?
I don't understand how you can not have James Harden as your MVP.
What is the MVP definition for you?
The player that is most valuable to his team.
Okay.
Best player on the best team. Am I wrong?
I think that's the good way to do it.
That's the criteria.
Didn't Russell Westbrook win MVP 2 years ago? Is that the criteria that they used that year?
But we've also seen something we've never seen. We've also seen something we've never seen in.
I'm just saying I just delegitimized your criteria right there because Russell Westbrook won it in the 6th place team just because of his stats. So no, that's not the criteria.
Okay, but that's also something we haven't seen since the 1960s, right?
Here's what the real criteria is.
What is James Harden winning that we haven't seen before?
Oh wait, before we get further, I'll tell you what the real criteria for MVP is.
Sure.
The most sensational media story that year.
Right.
That is the actual criteria for MVP. The Houston Rockets were predicted to be a top-tier team. At the beginning of the year, they were out of the playoffs. It wasn't until James Harden put on an otherworldly performance, and something we've never seen, 40-point games, 50-point games, a stretch of offensive efficiency we've never seen in the game.
See, your choice for MVP reflects you, where it's all about flash, not all about points.
Not making personal attacks.
If that was the case, then Jordan would have won MVP for every year that he carried the Bulls. It's about the full season, and you're won over by we're going to look back in 10 years, and yes, you might remember the flashy 32-game record, more than 30 points with Harden. But when you think of Giannis, and then he's playing with who? You're calling Middleton, and you're calling Sterling Brown. If he ever is an all-star one more time, that was like, come on.
But going back to your point about the
good
media,
basketball.
Don't you think Giannis gets it then because James won it already last year?
No, because I think that stretch of basketball he played that got them from outside of the playoffs to behind Golden State and Denver, who basically had perfect seasons. They had a legitimately trash start to the season, and one man got them there.
And who has the best
wins
record?
Means nothing?
Yeah, who has the best record in the league again?
I don't know that it means nothing. I think 61 wins gets you probably home court advantage, a pretty good matchup in playoffs. I tell you look at the 2018-2019 basketball almanac, they'll be talking about James Harden.
Who you got? Giannis?
Giannis.
Giannis?
Giannis.
3-1. You're buying lunch. Let's get out of here.